How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys are having a great and exceptional day. Talking about the new international work week. Okay, you've heard of the 4-hour work week. You've heard of the great resignation that's going on. I want to talk about the new international work week. And it starts with this great young lady right here, Stephanie Perry. Look, life before, during, and whenever I can say after the global pandemic is over with, because it's not over. But for a lot of working people, especially those within the private sector across the United States of America, usually never have enough vacation days or can never get approved to take a vacation either at times because, the job demands what the job demands. It is what it is. This is why so many people before the global pandemic were looking for so many ways to replace their jobs, because people, even back in 2019, when this article was written, we're growing tired of the mundane 9-to-5 lifestyle and not having more options to have a life that I always love to say that they do not always have to take a vacation from. Well, according to this article that I read today, this young lady, Stephanie Perry, planned the trip of a lifetime for her 40th birthday, a solo trip to Salvador de Bahia, Brazil. Excuse me if I'm butchering the town's name. Because at the time this area was hosting the World Cup during her birthday week. So even though she doesn't really follow soccer, it seemed like it was the perfect chance for her to, have a good time to go party in South America with people from all over the world. And I think having a chance to go get an international experience is a beautiful thing. I myself can't wait to have that. Looking forward to that. And I'll just leave it at that. She stated that her employer only approved 3 days of vacation, which when it comes to international vacation, that just isn't going to fly whatsoever, family. She also stated that she worked in a hospital pharmacy on the night shift, which is, quote unquote, the graveyard shift. And nobody ever wanted to actually work her hours. So, because basically she was told that, she could go on vacation, but she has to get somebody to cover her shift. And of course, most people don't want to work the graveyard shift. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? She stated she hardly ever even wanted, since nobody hardly even ever wanted to work her hours. So she just took the matters into her own hands for her 40th birthday and called in sick from Brazil. Kudos to her on that one. She said she earned paid vacation as a part of her compensation package. So why did she always have to beg to use it? She wasn't asking for paid time off. She wasn't asking for basically to just take time off and not have, because she didn't have the vacation or whatnot. Because a lot of employers say you got to have the vacation, or if it's like a family emergency and whatnot, you get paid without, you get leave without pay and whatnot. But she actually had leave. She had vacation saved up, and she always wanted to take this trip and get this international experience. I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever, in my personal opinion. But hey, I love the fact that she said she took matters into her own hands. Okay. I love that. I love that. Now, the question is that so many working people have to ask themselves eventually, do they still want to always, and I mean always, have to bend the knee, as I love to take that quote from Games of Thrones, when it comes to their job and their bosses? Only you can answer that question. I cannot answer that question for you. The article also stated that this was a long time problem for her, and it repeated itself over and over and over again with every single job she's ever had. Her position was she made IVs for hospital patients, which is a very important job. Kudos to all the medical people in the medical industry from all aspects, from the janitor to the nurses to the front desk people to the doctors, the whole nine. The tech people that ensure that the equipment's working correctly, the whole nine. Everybody keeps the maintenance people that keep the building operational. Everybody gets respect, especially with this global pandemic. It's proven the love and respect that they deserve. So I'm giving them the respect in this video. Mrs. Perry stated, "Sure, my job was an important part of providing patient care. But," she said, "I needed time off. I get that. Because everybody needs to be able to take time off and just not, not have a care and just be comfortable and be who you are. So, and she stated, so do you." And I couldn't agree with that statement more, because we all, like I said, we all need to see areas that we've never been to before, shut down the engines mentally and physically of being on the crazy grind and whatnot, And, I think I implore more Americans, whenever this global pandemic is over with, to get more international experiences and whatnot, so you don't just take the word of the media, which only loves to show you the negativity of a country and never the positive aspects of it. The article also stated that during the wonderful trip to Brazil, she met two millennials from San Diego, California, one of my favorite cities, who put her onto a new work philosophy. They worked jobs that were always hiring. They worked and saved up their money to travel long term, and then they'd quit and travel to places where their money stretched further than it would at home. Now, peep game on that one. They worked jobs that were always hiring. There's always jobs in that category, and then they worked and saved up their money to travel long term, and then they quit their jobs and travel to places where they know their money stretched further than it would at home. Now, before I go further, I've talked about this on a multitude of occasions, how I believe that it's going to be the new norm for Americans because you have and you will have more Americans traveling to other nations abroad, because people are just taking the risk and they're not listening to the media or their parents anymore. So people, they do the whole good old exchange rate. We live in the digital age where you can look up darn near anything. So people do the exchange rate and see how much further an American dollar will go in a specific country, whether it's in the Caribbean, whether it's in Central South America, whether it's in Africa, whether it's in parts of Asia. So people will do their assessment and whatnot and look at the level of risk that they're willing to take. Because pensions are basically a thing of the past, and if your job has a quote unquote pension, it's usually a 401k, which is nothing wrong with that. But because you have so many people like, well, heck, I don't have a pension anyway. So because of that, a lot more younger people are willing to take the risk of working jobs that are always hiring, quit them, and not worry about what the resume is looking like, and take that same amount of money and go live and go travel for a long period of time in a country where they know the money will go further. Heck, even in certain instances, people end up creating a business in a foreign country, or they actually end up getting a job part-time in a foreign country where they can just make some extra money on the side while they're there. So it's just something to take into consideration, all right? But a lot of people have been doing this, especially, you have a lot more people that don't mind being entrepreneurs. People have more of a free spirit. So I love and respect the fact that people are willing to take that risk and not live life in the comfort zone. Because not only that, with them getting this more bigger perspective and whatnot, then they're actually getting the opportunity to build relationships with people abroad. And because of that, those relationships can turn into what I like to call international currency, meaning that you can learn way more about a country or countries. You can learn different languages and whatnot. You could probably figure out the banking system there, figure out the businesses structure, how it is there, just by having boots on the ground. So just my personal perspective, and I'll leave it at that. I just had to go off on that rant because I believe that this is the now, not just the future, but this is the now for a lot of Americans. Nothing anti-American about this, but it's just like how you have a lot of people that leave the West Coast or leave the Northeast to move down south or move to the Midwest where the money goes a lot further. Well, when you go to a foreign country or quote unquote third world country, your money moves even further than it would in Mississippi or Texas or Alabama. Just saying. All right, now back to the story at hand, because like I said, I talk about things that I'm passionate about, so it is what it is. And the article stated when the millennials run out of money, then they just went back home and got new jobs. She said she knew immediately that this was what her near future would look like, at least for a year or two and whatnot. So she was willing to take a risk. I'm not mad at that. And, and if you look at these backgrounds and whatnot, a lot of people, this is the kind of lifestyle people want to live. It's like people, I've seen the videos, like I said, before I go further, I've seen the videos where people are traveling abroad, and a lot of times, especially people who retire from their job in America, they have a somewhat of a quote unquote, they invested right, they have their pensions, they invested right when it came to the stock market, when it came to insurance, they draw Social Security, they make money online, because you have a lot of people, especially within Southeast Asia, specifically the Philippines, especially within India, especially within Central and South America and the Caribbean. You have a lot of people doing the thing called virtual assistants for darn near any sort of job, business, blog, whatever have you. Me having a wholesaling business, I get contacted by people all the time. I refuse the service because I don't need it. But I get contacted by people from foreign countries all the time saying, hey, I'm a virtual assistant. I can help your real estate business grow, blah, blah, blah. So thanks, but no thanks. I already have my strategies down. Appreciate it. But this is a new norm. And for a lot of Americans that are retiring, because I remember reading an article about this years ago. I don't think I made a video about it. But anyways, a lot more Americans are retiring and moving to places like Mexico, Costa Rica, Panama, because their retirement goes way further than it would in any state in the United States of America, because the taxes are different, or taxes are darn near non-existent. In certain instances they become citizens of these countries. Certain instances they they're just there, and they continuously pay their visa fee on a monthly or yearly basis. However, because every country is different, so I'm not going to make a blanket statement about certain countries that I don't know, but I'll leave it at that. But it's becoming the new norm. A lot of people can buy their, like I said, I had a former boss years ago. Him and his wife, they retired in Costa Rica and whatnot. So they're living this kind of lifestyle, as you see right behind me and whatnot. And I don't see anything wrong with that. My mindset is this: it's your money, it's your life. You got to be happy regardless of where it's at, and you got to make moves. Okay, that's another reason when I say make money moves or live broke like a fool. This is a money move. Being able to travel abroad, being able to live life mostly on your terms. This is not abnormal, and it's not new. People have been doing this for a long time. It's just about what kind of lifestyle you're willing to live and what kind of risk you're willing to take. A lot of people can't handle not knowing that they're going to have a regular paycheck on a regular basis. A lot of people can't handle not having benefits on a regular basis when it comes to medical benefits. A lot of people can't handle, not knowing about having a 401k or things of that nature. And my mind is, today, it's like, if you're really smart about your money, you get a financial professional consultation, pay for it, see what your best options are in regards to putting money away for your quote unquote pension for the future, so that even if you're jumping from job to job, you can just continuously contribute to a specific individual retirement account. If you're an entrepreneur, they have those kind of IRAs for them as well. But that's in regards to think about investing in the stock market, cryptocurrency, bonds, things, insurance policies, things of that nature. But it's all about what you want to do. Nobody can tell you what's best for your life. Just like this young lady, Mrs. Perry, she saw the life that she wanted to live, and she didn't want to have a lifestyle that she had to continue to take a vacation from. And honestly, nothing against the state of Delaware, but I'd rather look at this than the state of Delaware any day. So it's just what it is. But anyways, so basically, she went back home to Delaware and then started to save more money to travel around Southeast Asia for a year. She also stated that she traveled from country to country until her money ran out, exactly 52 weeks later. 52 weeks later, family. Mrs. Perry went back home to Delaware and even got offered her old job back. So I think that's an awesome thing. But she knew that the next job she took wouldn't last long. She had to get back on the road. So she took a different job for a few weeks while she set up her next adventure. She used that time to find better ways to stretch her newly earned money, and found a few ways to support herself while she traveled. So I think that's another beautiful thing as well. She figured out some different ways to make money while she traveled. And and then she quit that job too. At the end of the day, she found her new calling in life, and it had nothing to do with the regular 9-to-5 lifestyle. She stated that she doesn't regret quitting 2 jobs to travel, and she doesn't regret taking time off of work to explore herself and explore the world. And that's one of the things that a lot of people forget when they actually do go on vacation on any level. Get a chance to actually. That's why when I go, I love Airbnb, because when I go someplace, I want to actually be in the community. I want to get to and get in touch with the people and whatnot. I don't just want to be around tourists and whatnot. Get different perspectives, because a lot of times with tourists, unfortunately, they're just there to have fun. There's nothing wrong with that, but I want to get the mindset of, hey, what is this country really like? Hey, what is this city or town really like? Because I don't travel internationally, but what is this place really like? When I went to California for the first time, I got to see what the real LA was like, to see what the real San Diego was like. When I went to Vegas, I got to see the real Vegas outside of the Strip. Same thing with Phoenix, same thing with Seattle, same thing with Houston, same thing with Dallas, same thing with Miami. So it's like, same thing with Atlanta. Get to actually see these specific areas. Don't just sit on the resort, because to me, that's just, that's just a waste of time. That's just me. That's my personal opinion, But anyways, I'll leave it at that. And at the end of the day, she doesn't regret taking time off of work to explore the world and explore herself. And most importantly, she is glad that she doesn't have to regret never taking the chance in the first place. Never, worry about taking the risk of taking a chance and whatnot. And family, I implore you all to take a risk in life on some level, because the comfort zone is a death sentence, and I can't put it any other way. It really is. The comfort zone is a death sentence, and a lot of people are seeing that, whether they want to realize it or not, regardless of who's in the White House, State House, or the Mayor's house. Comfort zone is a death sentence, and you got to be able to explore the world, explore the United States, explore life. Don't just get caught up in the regular mundane. Don't be basic. The days of basic people are over in the United States of America. I'll leave it at that. All right. On that note, family, if you want to know what Larry's Anything Goes about, outside of creating content, we sell a variety of products and whatnot. Our Shopify store link is within the description area. Also, we're part of the Gold Standard Partners, where if you have the opportunity, if you're a crypto investor like myself, you have the opportunity to sign up for free. Check the program out. If you're interested, you purchase a package. You become a part of an affiliate marketing brand, get access to another crypto card, and then, hey, if you sign somebody else to do the same thing, you can be able to get access to making money off of the cryptocurrency that they buy. All right, so do the great 3 free things, family. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day, and as I always say, make money moves, or you're gonna live broke like a fool. And remember, you can't get fired if you own the company. It's 2021 going into 2022. It's time for everyone to try to own something, whether it's a company, whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks, bonds, cryptocurrency, whether it's a whole life insurance policy. Ownership is where it's at. Just being a regular worker bee is not. All right. So have a great day, family.